guys. So today I really wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've been struggling with for the past few months, and I'm realizing more and more that I'm not the only one who struggles with this, and more people struggle with it than I think they do. And what made me come to this realization is that I'm reading this book called Uninvited, and it's all about rejection, feeling lonely, feeling unloved, feeling less than, left out, all of the things. And there's this one chapter that I was just reading this morning, and it's called When Our Normal Gets Snatched. And I was reading it, and I was like, I started to cry a little bit because she just hit what I've been feeling right on the nose. And where I don't know if you ever have felt this or experienced this, but one day you're normal. I mean, your life is normal. You're just living your consistent schedule that's constant and consistent, and you're just living, and life is good, and you're just chilling. And then all of a sudden, your normal gets snatched. Maybe from something someone said to you, or something that someone did to you. One little word, one little sentence, one little phrase, one little action, and your normal gets snatched. It's like the entire trajectory of your season that you're living in is changed, all because of this one person saying this one thing, saying this one sentence. And that happened to me, and I am still feeling it. I'm still feeling the bitterness and the anger. And I think the biggest thing that I have learned is about God's grace. Without the situation, I don't think I would have been able. I mean, we're human and we're flawed, so we can't fully comprehend grace because that's just how good and how great grace is. But I feel like I feel like I understand it a little bit more. And like I said, we're never going to be able to fully understand grace, but while I'm here, I'm going to try to understand grace to the best of my ability, because that is what gave me life. God gifted me with grace, and that is why I live the way that I live. And that is why I am who I am, because of grace. And when I was reading this chapter, I wrote down in words how I've been feeling, and it felt very good. But I wanted to read it to you guys because I really want those of you who might have struggled with this or are struggling with this, or if you haven't, you will struggle with this, just what I've been feeling, and I want to read it to you. So, I feel like I've swallowed this hurt I've been experiencing for a few months now. But there are days my hurt comes back up, and I can taste what hurt me, how it felt, what I heard, and what I saw. And some days I still don't get it. Why I was hurt. How could she hurt me? When I was simply sitting in my normal, and with one statement, my normal was stolen. And now I've had to be the one to deal with it. It is not fair. But then in these moments, I remember grace. Grace doesn't make sense. It is not fair. But yet God gifted us with an abundance of it. Did we deserve it? No. Does the person who hurt you deserve it? No. But that is grace. Gifting without deserving. That is God. That is who died for me, died for her, died for him. He made me He made me from bitter to forgiving, from angry to joyful, scared to trust. A lot of these things in life don't work, but the only solution is to pursue sweet Jesus. And I don't know if you've experienced this, but you know, your life is normal, and then it gets snatched, and then you're sitting here picking up the pieces like, what am I doing? This isn't fair. I didn't ask for this. I didn't do anything wrong. Hands up. Like, I didn't do anything. And then all of a sudden, you're sitting there there having to pick up the mess that someone else made for you. And it's really, really hard, and it's hard to wrap my brain around. And, I told my mentor this. I was like, I feel a lot better about having to deal with this if I did something wrong, but I didn't. I was just sitting here, and then all of a sudden, someone took my normal. But then that's where grace enters. No, what you're dealing with isn't fair. But grace isn't fair either. I defined it as gifting without deserving. I want you to think about that. Gifting without deserving. No part of me and no part of you deserves grace. And then it reminds me that I am just as bad as the person who hurt me. And you are just as bad as the person who hurt you. And you are going to hurt someone someday. And I am going to hurt someone someday. If not, I already have. I know I already have. I am just as bad. We are an equal playing field. Yes, it's not fair. And it sucks. But God gifted us with grace when we didn't deserve it. And that is the beauty of grace. That is the beauty of knowing Jesus, is that no matter what I do, there is nothing too bad for him. I have not sinned enough for him to be done with me. He died on the cross knowing how much I was going to rebel and run away in sin. He knew exactly what I was going to do, and yet he still gifted me. He gifted me with a gift that he knew I would reject his gift. And I work on it day to day to accept that gift, but he knew I wouldn't. It'd be like you gifting someone for their birthday. You worked really hard on this gift. You put a ton of thought into it. And it's so beautiful, this gift that you gave someone. And then you give it to them and you're so excited to see the look on their face of that gift that you gifted them. You give it to them and then they take it. And then they throw it on the ground and they stomp on it, spit on it. That is what we do. That is what we do with God's grace. We're gifted it. It's offered to everyone. The Bible talks about how the gift of grace is for everybody. He died for everybody. And it says in James 4:6, but he gives more grace. Therefore, it says, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. I want to talk about that first part. But he gives more grace. I just want to look at it. But he gives more grace. You lied? There's grace for that. You stole? There's grace for that. You hurt someone? There's grace for that. You failed a test? There's grace for that. You sped 20 over the speed, the limit on the highway. There is grace for that. There is grace. He is saying there is grace for you. There is grace for you no matter what you've done, no matter what you've said, no matter what's been said to you. There is grace for that. But he gives more grace. Whatever you've done, every single bad thing you've ever done in your life, everything that has been done to you that's unfair, there is more grace. There is an abundance of grace. And that's the gift that we throw away. Therefore, it says, God opposes the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. A part of being a Jesus follower is laying your life down at his feet. It's laying it down, saying, Lord, I don't have it. I don't got it. I don't have what it takes to live. you. But God, you have what it takes. You are good. You have grace. It is you not being proud and being humble and being, God, I can't. Please, just take it. When this situation was happening, I said, God, I don't want this. I didn't ask for this, but I trust you. And I trust you with my life, and I trust you with this situation, and I trust you with every situation that follows. Because I can't handle it. It is too much for me. I am incapable of handling the situations that get thrown at me. I cannot handle the situations that throw off my normal. I just can't. I can't do it. But God can. God can. He wants you to take that gift. And all you have to do is take it. And the good news is that, remember that one time where you threw his grace on the ground? Every single time you throw his grace on the ground, he picks it up and he forms it again. And then he keeps holding it out to you. Every single time you throw it away. Every single time you throw it down and spit on it and step on it and curse at it. God picks it up and he reforms it, and he is still holding it. He is still holding it. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what's been done to you. God has grace for it. And all he wants for you is to pick it up. And that's all you have to do. That's all being a Jesus follower does. It doesn't require works. It doesn't require you doing anything. All it requires you doing is accepting God's grace and then resting in that. I feel like that's what God is saying to me now. Karis, you went through the ringer. But you know what? Here's your grace. There's grace for that. And I just want you to pick it up. And now, child, you can rest. That is what he's saying to you now. Stop fighting so hard. A war you can't win. Give it to the one who can. I promise you, it's the most liberating, most beautiful message that anyone could ever give. So, anyway, that's my spiel. I hope that helped you. And I'm praying for all of you out there who are struggling with the same thing that I am coming out of struggling with. All right, bye guys.